Welcome, 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 everyone, to our 1 year anniversary show. I am joined by the intrepid explorer Laura, Two Feathers Massey, and Dale the Tobinator Tobin.
Hi,
1 year,
everyone.
guys. How does it feel?
Incredible. I can't believe it's a year already. I was looking back at some of the shows we've done, and it's like we've had some incredible experiences and some wisdom shared and learnings and great fun too.
And then all of us getting to know each other in the background too. That's also been a really special part. So I got to ask a question. 1 year ago, what's the difference between Laura and Laura today? 1 year later.
I've lost the meekness. I found a different voice, and that's through working, with you, Dave, and Matty, and
In an entire
sorry.
1 year of shows, that's the first time your phone's rang.
I had it turned off on my phone, but not my watch. So
All right.
yeah, so yes, I think I'm quite a different person now, and I think I'm much more comfortable on shows because I remember back to what Dale affectionately refers to the Hugger Karen incident.
I forgot about that.
That was legendary. It really was.
Yeah, and yeah, I feel different. I mean, what's helped also is doing the prayer shows on my own,
Hmm.
having to pre-record those. And as you say, all the stuff also that happens off air, and also the bus tours and so on that we've done, or the bus tour that we did, and the combined therapies. And I think that all has all helped in my growth. And I'm extremely appreciative to you and David, Dale, and Matty and Joel behind the scenes for for the support he's given us as well.
I think one of my personal, I don't know, watching my baby grow up energy is to watch you go at the bus tour, take absolute charge with complete command and respect from everyone, to after that right into business creating for the York event, where we had to delve deep into marketing strategies. Sitting there, the countless numbers of pastries and chips and whatever
Better
what
than
else that
that.
went into the creation of that from first thing in the morning to the last thing at night, shooting ideas off of the top of my head, and just the chemistry we had was just absolutely amazing, and seeing you grow that way and then open up to a whole new thing. And you're like, I have all this accounting background. I'm like, look at that. Like all the things you've known in your life suddenly come to perfect use in the business now.
Yeah, so I think I can outcreate the Hugger Karen moment.
Yes, you absolutely. All right, so Dale, can we officially forgive her for the hug a Karen moment?
I forgive you, Laura, for
You're
hugging a
forgiven.
carrot.
Now, Dale Tobinator, what's 1 year reflection for you?
So for me, it's been, and I think what you've just said, Andrew, is great, and the friendship we've built together. Um, I pretty much speak to you guys every day, literally every
Yeah,
day for the last year. I think over Christmas we had a few days we needed to
yeah.
go off, but the friendship and the growth where we have so much respect for each other. We work so well together, and we're great friends, and we always will help each other out. And to have friends who are always is as well as business friends and business partners is incredible. And my own growth from the start when I did Talking Stick Show to meeting you and inviting you to come on, Andrew. Then all of a sudden I'm doing shows with you and we go into the business and so on. It's taught me so much about myself and the understanding that I can do it, and I can elevate myself, and I can get better and better and better. And I felt like I was stuck a few years ago, but working alongside yourself, Andrew, and the amount of shows you've done, I remember thinking at the start, holy shit, how are we going to do all these shows? What are we going to talk about? Like, what the hell are we going to talk about show to show? Then all of a sudden, after 4 months, I got it. And I was like, there's an infinite amount of things to talk about. And you've got to mix it up, all of those different things. For myself, I have grown beyond words. My business, Symmetry of Health itself, it's been amazing. and to obviously to be friends with you, Andrew, Laura, and everyone who's come along on board. It's an honouring, because I've listened to you for so long. I've respected you for so long and listened to all of your teachings. I did all of them. I remember years after years, I just kept doing all of them, then listened to all of them, and now I'm here from doing the work, from deciding to change within myself. So yeah, this year has been fucking incredible. Yes.
Amazing. And Dale, we now must give you a moment of forgiveness. And that forgiveness is around the time change. 1 year ago today began Dale's trouble with time. And it became this amusing event that lasted well into January. And then when March time changed happened, it had a reoccurrence. Okay. And I cannot tell you how much laughter we have all had about Dale being an hour late. Oh, the show's starting again. Dale. What?
I'm there grabbing my pastries, getting
Yes.
from the show.
Just as Laura's been forgiven of the hug a Karen moment, you've been forgiven of the time change moment, but don't earn it again. Time Lord, lazy Time Lord.
I remember one
I
time I
love the
can never
dick
forget.
jokes. Oh,
The
dick,
phallus joke
dick
lasted
jokes.
for a long time.
Yeah.
And how
Just
do
so
you feel
people
about it,
know,
Andrew, this last year?
what was that, Laura? I'm sorry.
How do you feel about this last year?
I'm happier than a pig in muck, whatever you want to, whatever statement you want. High as a kite, enjoying every minute of it, and all these new creations that we have coming is just the hard work laid with a solid foundation that we're going to execute with our own personal excellence and execution. Okay, that's it. We've got it all down, and we've got this chemistry amongst all of us and everyone that's in the team in the background, Amy, David, everyone, Joel, everyone has got this chemistry going of super creation, and when everybody's got that cosmic chemistry, that's equal co-creation at the greatest level, non-hierarchy at the greatest level. Everyone's self-promoting everybody. All of you cross promoting, everybody pollinating each other. We're all the little busy bees, queens in our own little territory, and yet equal in the round table of all of us. That's the beauty, to see all that come together from stage to stage to stage to stage.
Yeah. I wonder whether you ever saw this 10, 11, is it 11 years you've been doing live shows?
There have been different iterations of it, but none where the co-creation came back so fast. Many of the others, for their goods and their bads, it was like pulling teeth with them to work the business side, okay? Or to do anything for their own self-promotion, like pulling teeth, okay? And it doesn't matter who they are. There have been many that have come and gone over the years. And for whatever reason, they're here, and here we are now. Did I see this back then? A version of it. You go back to my 2014 shows, I talk about putting together a unique TV station on something then called Ustream. And I was paying $1,500 a month to have a unique branded stream before streaming was even a word. Okay? And I was going to have my own stable of people, all with their own individual shows, all broadcasting from that same station. So, yes, the vision was there from the beginning. Implementing it was the unique challenge. Implementing it was the unique challenge. And then all the effort that went into it, none of it was lost, because all of that infrastructure I had paid for and created then was completely reusable now. And that's what David took off and created UCM and made that into the mega community that it can be now. All those foundation thoughts, all those things that were done just needed their time to percolate and for the technology to change. Again, 2014, was there even the word podcast? Was that even a word in 2014? No. Podcast didn't really come around till late 2016, 2017. Okay? Now, what's coming for us in the future? This coming Tuesday is going to be the AI Writers Webinar, the training course. Now, for all of you who like, I wasn't there for the first one, you are going to be able to sign up for the AI Writers course. So you get the original video, and then you can sign up for the training. The QR code is in the top right corner. That will take you right to the sign up page. There will be the video there of the previous webinar. Big, giant, bold things for you not to be able to miss it. All the things will be there for you to set up. So, anybody that wants to be a part of the AI Writers Seminar, the first one is there. And then the sign up for the actual AI Writers Training Seminar, which will be this Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for all of you asking, if I can't be there live, is there a replay? Yes, there will be a replay also, in which we also be talking about our next offering, which is our next set of tools making your lives easier. So come on and join us in the AI Writers Webinar Seminar for the training on how to use the software, how to get the software to work for you, and for those of you that want to be power users with it, what it actually takes to get the AI to understand you. And a reminder, if you have thousands of pages that you want to upload, this isn't the webinar for you. You're training with the AI to create a structure in which it'll put out a production which you will then edit and work together with. We've had a lot of feedback from a lot of people who have gotten it to do exactly what it's done. Some of the feedback is in a handful of hours, multiple stories were created that will take them months to flush out. But it got them past that world building stage and into that creative staging, which really allowed it a whole bunch of stuff for people to expand. And for a lot of people who want to have a discount, play the game that actually comes with the webinar and you'll get a discount or a product that's offered you. Yes, we have even offered all sorts of little fun ways for you to interact. Laura, Dale, you guys want to talk about the game that David created?
So one
Right.
of the first games it was playing, it was getting Andrew to ascend. It was like stacking up. Was it pieces of wood? You had to basically get Andrew to
Would, yeah.
jump, land on this wood. Then you had to get it perfectly balanced, so it just kept stacking and he kept going towards the sky. It's really fun. I was on it for like about half an hour. Me and Laura were going back and forth. I got this score. I got this score.
Yes, I'm not sure there wasn't a little bit of cheating there, Dale. You went from 14 points to 300.
He figured the
No,
game out. That's what happened.
that's it. Yes, Andrew. Yeah, there we
And
go.
I was still
He actually
struggling and
put
getting
he actually
15.
put brain power behind it. Like the first game David created, I was like, also I'm like, all right, I actually got to put brain power behind this.
Yeah, they're good fun. They are good fun. Can I just say, someone, Marissa, I think, has commented about it's difficult to find our links, is it? Not easy to find the show per YouTube subscriptions that are live. We have been having some issues, haven't we, Andrew, with Facebook? Is
So
Andrew?
the best
Is
thing
that?
for you to do is to just go sign up for the email list, and you'll get the reminder before the show. You'll get all the links are the show description also. So just go straight to the Galactic Historian YouTube channel, the Andrew Bartzis Galactic Historian YouTube channel. So YouTube is unsubscribing people. This has been going on for a long, long, long time. As well as channels go live, they don't tell you. Our shows are every Tuesday and every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So those are guaranteed. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and then 8 p.m. Eastern Time for our Friday game stream. Those have been that way for nearly a year now. Yeah, a whole year now. We've been at the same time. And we understand that that's a YouTube thing. That's not an us thing. It's also a Facebook is blocking all external links to YouTube. And that's just Facebook's war with YouTube right now. And unfortunately, all of us users and content creators are stuck in between that. Make sure you're subscribed. Whenever you come back to the channel, make sure that it's the red has been taken out and you've subscribed. Like I said, they will unsubscribe you.
Do you have to click on turn on notifications as well on YouTube?
Yeah, you got to go and click on turn on notifications.
Do
And
that
it's
as well.
important that if you come regularly, hit the like and make a comment, and that will stop YouTube from unsubscribing you from a channel.
Probably the best way not to miss anything is be on your email subscription
email
list,
list,
Andrew,
yeah,
because we put,
exactly.
I think we put everything out there. The products we're doing come out on that as well.
Yeah. And then you get all the discounts that will come with it too. And you'll always know when a show is, always know when the replay is. Well, guys, one more thing about the 1 year that we've done. I believe if we just count, other than one or two shows, the 2-3 shows we missed because of the Scotland bus tour, 49 shows, I believe, plus 49 or 49 something around the same thing for Talking Stick.
Yeah.
So we're going to say right around 100 shows. Remember what I said to you in the very beginning of this? What life will be like when you get to 100 shows? What's your reflection? Here's your moment. We've done effectively 100 shows.
And it feels like there's an infinite amount of more shows to come. There's never going to run out of content, and that's what I've learned throughout the years of seeing it like that.
Yeah, there's always a different perspective in an
Yes.
unlimited universe, isn't there?
Okay. What's for the next 100 shows? What's to come?
I might have a good chair by then.
Laura will be like, I will get him to tell me a list of 100 shows ahead of time. I can see her wheels turning on that one.
You've got to live with the not knowing.
Yes.
I think you're going to keep it a secret from me now until we go on air.
I'm going to purposely give you the next 100 shows. We may not abide by it.
What would be interesting as well for those listening, if you want to put in the chat, what's been your favourite type of show we've done in the last year? It'd be interesting to know people out there and some of their favourite shows we've done. We've done quite a lot. Yeah, well, almost 100 shows. A lot of material, a lot of different shows. So it'd be nice if you could pop in the chat and let us know which your favourite show is.
Also, any suggestions for upcoming shows too?
Yes.
Have you got some favourite shows that you remember, guys?
Ooh, those guided vacation meditation shows were fun. For me, taking the Galactic Federation, Warriors of Twilight, or Arcturus. Very, very fun. And then, I don't know, like the shows where I think it was just me and Dale. And Dale, I said it was on the Q&A. Dale was going to test me hard. I'm like, Dale, I'm going to burn you out. And to watch Dale reach the burnout mode 25 minutes into, he's like, I can do it. It's like just hammering it back at him, and he's like, brain expand.
Navigate.
It's quite tough being on with Andrew one-on-one.
Yeah, those are always fun with me when I can have those moments, rapid expansion moments.
It's a difficult one because for me, all the shows, I love every single one of them. There have been a few harder shows, like the UFO show was a harder one. Because learning all this material and the understanding of instant gratification and asking questions just for instant gratification's sake, I've gone through that big realization as well. So I prefer the shows where there's more actually learning, teaching, instead of trying to find an answer about a galactic or something like that. So I've changed my whole perception of how I see things, how I want to answer questions. I remember at the start, me and Laura, do you remember the shows where we were like, just firing questions like about dragons, just like do what's next? You're like getting ready, like
have you got a question? Yeah.
And then I just ninja the answers back at you, ninja, and you're like,
or Andrew, you'd go, no, I'm not answering, that's too light work.
Light worker, yes.
You'd block.
We've been shot down in flame a few times.
Yes.
The light worker shows, the I don't know, the Doom and Gloom show, even though that got banned on YouTube,
Oh
was really
yes,
fun.
yeah.
Laura Massey's revocation. What band that?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, that was a good revocation, though I say it
Yeah.
myself. It was good. I think one of my favourite ones was right early on, and we went to the Galactic Sex Shop. It with
That
light
you
language,
created
didn't
that,
we?
and that was the first guided meditation. Okay, okay, you did that.
Yes, I did. Yeah, they've all been good fun, and we've already got some comments in here now about
I'd
what
like to
people
see a
would
show on
like.
mechanics of ancestry, how ancestors interact with a person, contracts, unseen world. Laura, write that down. That's next week's show.
Okay, yeah,
You
I
got to
thought
make
that
it a
was a
week ahead
brilliant
of
one.
time.
Thank you, Graham. I like that.
Oh,
The
that is a great idea.
So
Wow.
when you ask me tomorrow in the next 3 days in a row, I will say that Graham gave us the next show. You'll have to
Yes.
find
There you go,
that.
Laura. Laura,
I've got
there
a
you
photo
go.
of it.
You know the show for next week
Oh
now.
yes, thank you,
we have
Graham.
the
That's
standing
great.
joke of what's next week's show, and Laura will ask and then ask again and then ask again and then ask again and say I won't ask again. And just as she's about to ask again, she's quiet and we're like, ha ha ha, we saw you.
Just like the spice rack, which is never going to be put up.
Yes.
You don't know, it might be. So, Orange Lambda again. What did you think about the freestyle rap? We did about half a minute. We didn't even do 20 seconds of that.
Yeah.
And
Well,
he'd like to see a
trying to-
freestyle
trying
show.
trying to get two British people to do American white rap is challenging at times. Okay?
Yeah, it's impossible. I
Yes.
just completely
No,
failed
it's
it.
not impossible. It's possible.
It
Come on,
is,
don't
yeah,
limit the infinite world here. We just got to get you some drum beats. We'll have to have Joel come on early and drop a beat for you to do your spoken word.
Right, I'm going to say it here. I will write some lyrics and start thinking of something. Then
Oh,
There you
Dave.
go.
I'm not freestyling yet. I'll have to write some shit down.
Bob Vogel wants to know how's that spice rack going, Laura?
The audience
Hey, Bob.
don't know the story of the Spice Rack and the Spice Rack teaching we did on mentorship, but it's not up on the wall yet, Bob. It's moved cupboards.
It's just migrated from one cupboard to another. And she
All of
hasn't even
those
replaced the empty spice jars that are in there because a third of them are empty.
That's nice. Thank you, Hussein, for that comment.
Looking back at some of the other shows that we've done, there's been the Q&A shows where you guys just, again, hammer at questions, and I'd be like, no light worker question. And in the beginning, trying to train you to not ask light worker questions.
Yes.
For
yes.
me, that was so amusing because you guys were just like latched to it like leeches with the light worker questions, and I'm like, nope.
I actually remember this. It was at my old house. I remember thinking of a really good question, had it written down, and I was so excited to say it. And I was like saying it, and all of a sudden you're like, no, that's a light worker question. I was like, shit. I remember that, the build up. I was like, this is a fucking great question, but it was full light worker mode.
I think revisiting galactic history is always useful.
Those have been
Yeah,
one
we've
of my
done two
favorites
so
as
far.
well.
We'll do more of those. Again, review shows are something new. That's 2017, 2018 into early 2019 is when that actually became a viable genre for channels to do.
What about
And then
the Paranormal Rangers? That was a good
Oh,
show.
they were
that
brilliant.
was wonderful. That was such a
Yes.
fun
Yeah.
episode to do.
Yeah,
Such
yeah,
a
yeah.
the one with Robert Dydek. He was really good. He was really good too.
That was
Paul.
incredible.
Paul.
Paul Hynek. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've had some good shows. So keep putting your suggestions in the chat, guys. Revisit galactic history around magic and wizardry.
All right, that's the next show, Laura. Write it down. You won't ever have to ask me for another show. Look at this. Amy, we did do a light language rap. We did
Oh,
do
we
a
did
light
that
language
shit.
rap.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did loads of that. Yeah. I actually really enjoyed the couple shows as well at the start. With Trent and Amanda. Those
Yeah.
were cool. Those
Yes.
were really, really cool.
Yeah, they were brilliant to have on. That was really cool.
I just remembered when we were in pre-record and we did the Saint Germain brand. Oh my God, I was side splitting laughter when we had to come up with our light language band because we were doing
Oh, yes.
music training around with it, and none of them had been in a recording studio before. None of them knew anything other than how to do some light language, and it was so funny because we're like, "So what are we going to call this? The Saint Germain Band?"
All the
Where,
unscended masters.
They said the Unascended Masters featuring the Saint Germain Band. Exactly.
Oh, I like
I,
this one.
that was so fun. When we were just letting it rip and going into the freestyle, taking the piss. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what we did
that
the
was
light language
so
rap.
good. Yes.
Yeah. Or do a show called Galactic Spice where you go to alien strip club.
Write it down.
Very good.
Okay? We won't ever run out of shows, Laura.
No, we won't.
Can you imagine seeing an insectoid up there with a little G-string? Hot mandible on mandible action.
Rapping in light language is my favourite. Yeah, well, you're really good at that, Matty. You're
He's
much
with
better
some
than
high
me.
heels. Some really high heels on.
Yes. An insectoid with high heels on. Exactly.
I really, one thing I enjoy in all the shows, which I think we've done more recently since we've been on Restream, is have the interaction with the guys in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's really good because you feel like more people are involved in the show.
The great migration away from Zoom. That was another big journey for us. Remember migration from Zoom? All the porn attacks,
Oh,
and then the
God.
settling
yes.
here to Restream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zoom
Joe,
trauma.
We've had to do some inner work on that.
Yeah, we've had to do some trauma release on Zoom. Okay.
And also the finding a suitable platform as well, because locals wasn't quite what we thought.
No,
It's quite
they made it too
challenging
impossible.
sometimes.
Yeah, too impossible to grow a channel.
So we're going to have some call-ins.
Yes. Why don't we put up the signal for the bat signal for people who want to call in and have a talk, conversation, whatever with us on our 1 year anniversary show. Anything's open and go. See how fast it fills up.
So links in the chat. That's there we go.
So only you that are in the chat can actually see the link. That's how we avoid the Zoomers.
we guys, we even had do you remember the talking stick where we did a live call-in on Zoom? Went back to it and we got trolled straight away.
Yes.
Never going back.
I warned you, didn't I? I warned you.
So I'd just like to say what Amy's put in the chat to sign up in the UCM community, guys, with the Heartbeat app to play the games. And also to support the UCM community, which is what David's works very hard behind the scenes for Universal Citizen Media to enable us to do a lot of these things and do the games and so on. So it's if you like being in our community, then please join that. It'd be really good to have you there.
So we've got one person in so far. So we've got Sheen Camp. Should bring him on. So Sean, sorry, we're going to get you on.
Hey, yo, can you hear me?
Sean, how's it going?
All right. Now,
Where
when
is-
they did... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Australia.
Oh, we spoke recently. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know,
Welcome
becoming
back.
you so well, you'll be mailing me.
Yes.
I'm learning freestyle, so it's very fucking hard.
Well, do you want to do some freestyle rap for us?
Oh, I'm not rusty, but I'm a bit new to it. But I'll see if I can pew to it.
I'm sure
Joel,
you'll be
have you
better
got any
than
beats?
Good.
Yeah. Fuck.
Joel, can you drop a little beat down for him?
Here we go. Full with the gauge. Body shaking. It's okay. I ain't faking. Laura here. Does a great. I can't even remember this.
That's a great
Going to the next beat. Next beat.
Yeah, sits there
Next
with his
beat.
crop shot.
Dude, revealing. I don't want to see what I'm seeing.
And the OG Andrew sitting there waiting for them to speak up. No lightworker questions.
Andrew there sitting in his
Well,
chair.
here we are, a year on, telling our truth. Come on, Laura, let's hear you. Spit it.
Go, Laura.
Here I am, put on the spot. I'm not sure I like you lot.
There you go. 2 points for Laura.
I'm clapping right now, but my mic can't hear it. That was wonderful.
All right, you can kill the music, Joel. Thanks a lot. That was a lot of fun.
I'm
That's
happy.
fun.
I'm happy. Real happy right now. Thank you all.
You're welcome. May your day be smiley and full of joy, and may you come up with some crazy lightworker rap.
So,
Beat up them lightworkers with rap.
Yeah,
Yay.
right on and come on again.
Yes. Thank you, Sean.
That's brilliant.
Right,
That is an
move on to the
example of
next song.
somebody without a serious spiritual stick up their backside.
Yes.
No,
So come
no
on, guys.
game
Let's have
huggers.
more of you into the room. You've got the link in the chat itself to come and ask questions to any of us or ask anything. So the link's in the chat for you to come on. Joel, can I repost it in the latest one?
Yeah.
There we go. So it's just been posted
as a
again.
quick reminder, this software likes Google Chrome. It does not like other stuff. So if you're having issues, use Google Chrome. And for those of you who are hating on me because I said Google Chrome, it's not my issue. It's Restream created that. Okay? All the haters, I hate Chrome. Watching Big Brother over you. But I
It's
can't
like-
help it.
It's a lot like asking people to get WhatsApp. A lot of people get triggered.
Oh, God.
WhatsApp. Like, oh my
WhatsApp,
God, they're going to see everything.
I can't tell you how much negative feedback. Call me on WhatsApp. What? You're it's like you're drinking Coca-Cola, pure evil, and WhatsApp.
It does make me smile because I would never drink Coke like all my life because I just thought it was so bad for you, and now I drink it.
Yeah, because I showed you it
Okay.
without the high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah.
It has the regular sugar cane that's supposed to be in it.
Yeah. So come on, guys. Let's get
Come
the
on,
confidence
guys. I'm
in
still
here.
here, by the way. Come on, let's go. Come on to the chat.
Have you got any questions?
Joel hasn't
Sean,
picked me
have
out
you got
yet.
any questions at all? Have
Oh,
you got any
shit.
questions? I'm
Oh,
sure you've
questions.
got questions.
Yeah. You've got Andrew Bartzis here, so ask him
fuck.
anything. You can only say no.
Oh, give us another story. Give us another story of the time that a dragon, or that you like, you know, the stories that you kicked the dragon in the nuts. What was it?
Oh, this is a continuation from the Friday questions.
Mm-hmm.
People are asking me, so when you fuck up and you've kicked the dragon in the nuts, because I would regularly say, don't poke the dragon in the nuts if you light workers walking into a room thinking they can beat up a demon. I have had many of those moments, but I've also tempered myself. Another one was I have to edit a little bit. Something that was really fucking with a client and their children. And I may have overreacted. Let's just say that.
Like a
Okay?
hand grenade.
Overreacted to the point where the light worker light beings are going, what the fuck's he doing? Oops. Okay? I may have become a little zealotous in humiliating that group of things. And I had to earn back some trust. Things like that. Okay?
Oh shit.
All learning moments. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Taking a little too much pleasure doing what you're doing. Okay? And then, so would you have annoying off-worlders doing annoying things that become downright disrespectful? There comes a moment where, no matter how enlightened you are, you can be triggered and overreact. And I've had a few overreaction moments, though I felt at the moment they were just deserved. These things would try to cut in during my morning crap. Okay? Every morning. Sometimes unpleasant things and concepts, other times pretending to be something. And I'm like, seriously, you're targeting my morning crap? What can I do back? So at that point, I'm like, well, I'm going to go find where you take your morning crap. Oh, you're an energy being. You don't know what it's like to take a crap. Let me download to you what diarrhea feels like. Let me download to you what eating jalapeno peppers for a week and having your ass burned feels like. Let me let you go through the embodiment journey of having a blast. Okay? And then uploading it to the entire collective of a few million of them, and then having to go through the embodiment journey of having a butt that does things. That burns. Okay? Well, those types of things.
You all give
Did
them
they
fucking.
did they need the antibiotic cream, Andrew?
Oh, they needed more than the antibiotic cream. They needed more than the butt cream. Okay? I will admit I laid in hard. Did they listen? Yes, they did. Did they stop? No, they didn't. So that began the, well, what can I do next to get them to understand? Call my spiritual PA. If you really want to talk, or if you're just there to prove your point that you're better than everyone else, because that's what it was trying to turn out to be, this group that was trying to force communication that their way is the only way, their way is the better way, blah, 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 all that bullshit. So I then began the long contemplation of, if the butthole teachings to unembodied beings wasn't enough, what do I do next? Okay? What would you do? What unique things could you come up with to get them to try to stop? Dale? Laura?
I I'd just basically give them the middle finger and just say,
That didn't work. I already gave them middle fingers.
Okay. What about like a booby trap, or like you said, creating a PA before you, so they speak to that PA instead
No,
of
that
you?
didn't work either.
I liked your one of
Let me get destroying them.
there was some that you put in the corner with the dunce's hat on. I like that one.
Yeah.
I've done that. This group was different. They're basically a collective of.
Don't poke the dragon.
No, I'm trying to give the right language. Philosophers who like to philosophize, but don't embody their own teachings. Okay, pontificating philosophers. They like to talk shit, but don't practice their own shit. Okay, and they're a collective of political, philosophical shit talkers. Okay, who think they're the best, like like psychic Twitter trolls, as a collective.
You could
Okay.
give them a riddle that wasn't solvable.
No, I've talked about this once before, but I will simply say, I said, all right, I'm going to put all of my knowledge and all of my wisdom into a book. and I'm going to spread this book around the galaxy. But the key to this is called the Scratch and Sniff sticker. Does anybody remember me talking about this?
Yes,
Okay?
I do.
Which was in there was all the nastiest farts I've ever had. And the
Oh.
only way for you to download the wisdom was to be embodied, scratch the sticker, sniff it, and then the 14 next to it and below it times 1,000 pages. And I spread the book around the galaxy, and that was the only way that they could get to talk to me if they've gone through all of them before I shut them all out. Now, the consequence of said event. A number of unsavory trickster spirits took this way beyond what I ever thought. Way beyond. Until beings who were not a part of this collective were sniffing the stickers. Okay? And it's not like the tricksters pretended to be me. They just created a myth about the book. And would like have it randomly appear in different time space locations so time travelers would have to go searching for it. Okay? So now in a very big number of communities, I don't have the best name.
The Scratch and Sniff story.
Okay? So
Everyone
those are
shall
some of
know
my
Andrew
fuck-ups.
farts.
Okay? Those are some of my fuck ups. Now, I did not have control. Well, technically, I'm leaving parts out, but let's just say I may have given it to the tricksters to amplify, not, well, realize, whatever you want to say. I poked a dragon on a bigger scale, unaware of how many dragons got poked. Okay? So, yes, those are some of my oops moments.
That's a real oops, it's driving down, oops. It's
Yep.
like
Especially since the vast majority of them are completely unembodied and haven't been in a body in millions of years. Let alone the last body may not have had a sense of smell.
it's like a collective experience. Everyone
Yes.
experienced Andrew's
Yes.
farts.
But
Oh,
if
God.
if you complete the whole book, you get all my wisdom.
That's a story right there. You could call it the toilet potty story. It's just the toilet potty
collective
teachings.
smell.
What happens when you? What can happen from having a shit?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! That actually brought a smile to my face. Thanks, man. I'll skid out of you.
Yeah.
Sean,
Thank
thanks
you,
so
Sean.
much. Thanks for
thank
the
you all,
fun.
too.
So I'm going to bring Jesse in now.
Jesse, how you doing?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Where are you calling from?
Hey guys, I'm calling from my yay.
Welcome to the show. What do you want to talk about today?
Jumped on the stream because there was no one on the stream, but I talked to these folks just a couple. I wasn't sure. I should.
Yeah, on Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah. Feeling a lot. I was kind of recovering from a cold and all my morning sickness. I'm at school now, pumping some iron. Trying to. Actually, I'm just working on the resistance machines. That's kind of my level, but it's something. Yeah.
How long you been
Have you
listening
got
to
any-
us for?
Oh, Andrew, I've been listening to you maybe since 2016, a little bit before, to check in every once in a while, and then pretty solid since 15 or 16, 17.
What are some of your more memorable shows of listening?
I remember some really fun call-in shows with my checking in on them. All the fun stuff you guys would do. I really liked when you did like a Teal Swan episode, Power On ones, and you had Eric Rains on.
Hmm?
I loved all those like random ones, and I loved the prolific amounts of videos you have, and listen to adventure, some of the old goodies. I love those.
Anything that jumps out in your mind that made you laugh hard?
Um, um, not that I've definitely I sit around in my room alone, listening to your show, something out laughing, and no one will know what I'm laughing about.
I have been sent bills for new computers because over the years I've made people spit their drinks out. People very angry that I caused them to spit their drink out and they want me to replace their computer. Okay,
You won't be able
that's not my fault, is it? Okay? If I say something and you spit your drink out, do I owe you a new computer? I'm like, the logic doesn't make sense.
Oh, that's funny. Like, oh man, you made me shit my pants. You owe me new jeans.
Yeah.
No, you guys. There's always been aha moments. Yeah, no, I always love.
Would have been some of your aha moments. What are some of your aha moments?
I don't know. Moments.
I know. I have this habit of putting people on the spot.
If you
Said it to us for a year now.
like laugh out loud moments, or like
Just aha. Well, you learned something from the teaching, something that helped you.
oh yeah. I just really connect with all the teachings. Really. Yesterday, the last time we were on the call, they reminded me moments. That was an aha moment for me again. Like, oh yeah, you gotta suck it. Those are good moments.
Suck it up, buttercup moment.
Buttercup.
Yes, we had that.
Argue with the
we talked about
grandmaster
that
of the obvious.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Time
It's
to
like,
put
oh
big girl pants on.
put my big girl pants on.
Yeah, gotta put the big girl pants on.
That would be a good T-shirt. Suck it up, a buttercup as a T-shirt. That would be great.
Yeah. Yeah. They're not, truly, but I like when you guys. I used to like when you would do the roasts. I saw. So
I would have people volunteer for. I had people volunteering for roasts. Okay?
Jesse, do you want to volunteer? Would you like to be the next roast?
I'd love to be roasted. I know I need it. But yeah.
What level of roast are we talking about? What level of roast can you handle?
Burn me to a crisp, Andrew.
High roast.
Turn up the heat.
Well, you did agree to this. Okay?
I know, let me around a little.
Okay? Why are you wearing the little girl pants all the time?
Well, because I can't afford to wear new girl pants.
No.
Like,
Go to a thrift store and get new girl big pants. Don't say afford means nothing.
I've been putting off the shopping because every single pair of pants of mine, like, they're way too tight as I'm gaining a little weight around midsection in my first trimester. So, okay. Yes.
Go get the stretchy pants and the moo gown.
I'm wearing the little girl pants. Wear the big girl pants.
No, wear the pregnant girl pants.
Girl to mama.
Okay, so why can't you wear the pants?
Just
That is a
to me,
metaphor for the bigger
our
question of what's going on in your life.
power, afraid to step up
Mm-hmm.
to doing the work, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So why aren't you doing the work?
I keep making excuses,
Mm-hmm. As long as
distracting
you're
and
making
finding
excuses.
my energies,
Mm-hmm.
giving myself places, I guess, and then
Mm-hmm.
burning
Mm-hmm. The woe
myself
is me
out.
energies there again.
It was me energy, yeah. Or
Okay.
I do have, I throw some really, you ought to come sometime. They're a blast.
So when it
I
comes to
do that.
wearing the big girl pants and actually doing the inner work, okay, there's where your failure to launch is.
Yeah,
Knowing that, you have to target it and not let go. You got to be a pit
yeah.
bull that doesn't let go of the bone and stick
Oh.
at it till the programs give up. Exactly.
Yeah.
You got to turn your anger towards that. Transmute that anger to an aggressive actionary force.
Oh my God, yeah, I keep thinking like, no, I have to be strong and be gentle, and I can't go into my anger and use it as a driving force, and giving excuses and not feeling confident or self-empowered.
Mm-hmm.
I've
Mm-hmm.
I've tried launching a couple times, but it's like a wah wah
Mm-hmm.
wah.
Because you didn't have any stored up success energy in you to
Yes,
actually make your success real.
I wasn't feeling really anxious and feeling like I had oomph, I guess.
Yeah. And you also have to have the little victories that store up success energy. See, you run into it and then you run out of energy and you can go no further. You have to build
Yeah.
up energy, reserve energy. That's why this is 99% of this spiritual game is an endurance journey.
Yeah, I keep getting fatigued and burnt out in my body, and then my soul, I'm like, oh, I'm
Right?
just
Because
raw.
then you go into soul based depression and
Depression.
give up for a couple months.
Yeah, no, exactly, I do exactly that. Years, years to wishy washy with what I want to do.
Hmm. So,
Put too much on.
what will it take for you to get serious with yourself and all of the parts that don't want you to get serious? What will it truly take for you to get serious with yourself? How many more failures do you need to have happen?
Uh, I mean, yeah,
10 more
I guess I
failures?
gotta.
Is that enough?
Fuck no, I don't want to do one
20,
more.
20 failures? You're setting this is a roast. You are setting yourself up for 20 more failures. Maybe even
No,
50 more failures.
no, I don't have
Then get
enough time.
angry. Prove me wrong.
I will not stand for it. I do not have time for 20 more,
Prove me wrong.
15,
Prove me wrong.
or 10. Okay,
Okay?
I'm gonna make this.
Challenge to you. Prove me wrong.
I can't let shit keep me down. I gotta keep going. Fight
Okay?
through the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Pep myself up. I've been light languaging myself and build a little energy, but I haven't been cultivating my chi the way I want to. Too many excuses. I'm around a bunch of laziness, and I fall, and then I get mad at myself and everything around me. So it's
Mm-hmm. That's your recipe for failure right there.
I have too many for my limitations, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Stop
Well, one
arguing
of
it
the
for
aha moments.
limitations, and whenever there's an argument for a limitation, you have to argue it for its success and counter the argument for the limitation in the moment.
So I'm really I've got to battle that part of myself. It's like I've got to strong arm it out.
Yeah,
I'll
but
create it.
because this is a roast, that bitch owns you.
Bitch, you don't
That bitch owns you.
tell me no
It
more.
puts you on the it puts you on the street of woe every day.
Ugh.
Okay?
Okay. You're right.
Okay?
Jesse, how many times have you called in this show? Is it the third time in the last 4 months?
I've called in just so many times. I've
Yes.
Mhm.
And
probably gone a
each
couple
of those so each of those times you're in the exact same position and nothing's changed. So each time you've come on the show,
Right.
the exact same situation, and the same words are coming out of you. Then you come on again, and the same words, situation's still there. But now you have a baby, so obviously there's more pressure on you to make the change, to actually change.
Yeah.
And that's what's needed in you at the moment, to actually validate change in your life, have structure behind you, start being responsible because you've got a child coming on the way. And if the husband has to be in full-time work, you have to be getting money coming in. These are some of just the hard roast truths. And I had to do that to myself when I was in that position as well. I had to roast the shit out of myself, said, get up, go get a job. You've got to start living now.
We talked about this, getting my 3D life in order.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
it's
And
total.
now it's meeting those programs that are overrunning you, just meeting them head on and calling them out, Jesse. I've been there too. And every time this woe is me energy comes up,
Yeah.
you've got to sack it. As Andrew says, give it the pink slip
Yep.
and put yourself in control, the authentic you in control, and get rid of everything that's disempowering you and step back into your own power. Because
And then the
somewhere
next
you're giving your energy away to all these programs, back to the woe is me, and it's just so disempowering for you.
I'm supposed of other people's opinions or judgments or whatever, my own voice, and that I don't have to say yes to that or take it on or agree. And I forget that all the time. And I'm not making those like micro choice of change. I'm kind of seeing it in hindsight, and I'll get up, I'll standing strong, I'll like giddy and ready to go and build my. It'll be like some upheaval or something that just brings me right back
Yeah.
down. It was
You
me.
have to make listen, you have to make other people's perceptions and projections of you irrelevant to your greater growth.
Yeah.
And the first and the most important thing at charting your course out of this cycle of failure is to adhere to a schedule. Okay, you are on the no
Yeah.
plan right now. And because you're on the no plan, you have no plan. Okay? So you need to
Yeah.
go
I've
and
been on
get
the
the
no.
free listen to me. Go get a Gmail address, email address. It comes with free Google a free Google Calendar that's very interactive, allows you to put paragraphs and whole pages of notes in there, and you got to start using that calendar as the challenge to the programs. Monday, I'm doing 15 minutes of this. Tuesday, I'm doing 20 minutes of that. Wednesday, I'm doing 1 hour of this. Thursday, I'm doing 1 hour of that. Friday, I'm doing 10 minutes of this. Saturday, I'm going to take off. And Sunday, I will do bonus work to make up whatever I missed. And actually write into the calendar after you've done it the actual level of effort that you put into it so you can get feedback. As long as you remain scheduleless, you will not get on the journey of success. You may have one success here, but it'll be 5 steps forward, 9 steps back. 2 steps forward, 3 steps forward. 1 step forward, 1 step back. And the cycle will repeat over and over again until you adhere to a schedule like a person whipping you every time you avoid your schedule.
Okay. All right. I can do that.
Yeah?
I've attempted it. And then I
Okay, but you got to
fall
adhere.
short.
You have to hold yourself accountable to that schedule. And if you miss a
Yeah.
day, what is the repercussions you do to yourself?
Right. How do I make up those? I did start college, which helped me dial in, which actually gave me a schedule. So thankful because I'm waking up at a certain time. I'm getting places at a certain time every, days of, and then I'll fall short in other ways. Like much on
I'm
my
referring
homework
to
or what.
adding all of your spiritual. I'm referring to adding all of your spiritual duties and tasks to us. It's more than just
Yeah.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I have a class. I have a doctor's appointment. This is everything about your life: classes, scheduling, spiritual work, time to take off, time to have entertainment, and make yourself rigidly follow that schedule. There will be enough micro successes in there for you to see the first macro success of, I now have a schedule, I now have a solid foundation that has the commitment and courage to discipline myself if I miss something so that I can stay on track and create bigger plans through this journey of scheduling.
So really dial in the schedule magic and make it happen.
Yes. And you have to
Make
figure out what will make it hurt if you purposely miss something because you're a lazy butt.
so give myself, or okay, and I know I need that.
Yes. Yes. All right, darling, we want to move on to the next caller. Thanks for calling in.
Dude, all right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jessie.
Appreciate
See,
Cheers.
so we're gonna grab. There we go. Alicia on. There we go.
There she is.
Elisa, how you doing?
You found the
Hi,
link.
how are
Well
you?
done.
Happy
Oh.
anniversary. I'm
Thank
in
you.
Houston. I'm calling in
Houston.
from Houston, Texas. Yes.
Welcome to the show. What are some
Thank
of your
you.
more memorable moments listening to our shows?
Oh my gosh, there have been so many. I've actually been jotting them down. I myself am a healer and I've been on the spiritual path for a couple of decades. But one thing that I've learned through people that have called in is that we are all healers. We are here to heal the earth, to heal each other. And everybody is a healer. And it is not like a, specific calling. I think we're just, it's in our DNA. And so I love that. And my big aha and my big hook where I was just Andrew obsessed was learning about the timelines and the timeline wars. And that really, it just clicked for me in such a way. I just kept listening to more and more, and listening to your Galactic History videos has just been so profound and beautiful. And I'm so, so grateful. So thank you for that. But yeah, and my list goes on and on. But I've been curious. I studied wizardry and for a while. And I was really intrigued by the history of the magi, the magicians, the wizards, the magical realms. And if you could share a little bit more about that, I think that would be really cool. That, and then I also wanted to say today is Dia de los Muertos. So it's a day to honor our ancestors. And so if you have any insights on how we could maybe, commune with our ancestors and ask for healing and clearing of a lot of, ancestral genetic, dysfunction or false beliefs.
I will combine wizardry and its history with an answer to that question.
Okay, cool.
In the past, less than 100 years ago, in the older past, less than 500 years ago, in the way past, less than 1,000 years ago, and in ancient history, anything more than 5,000 years and beyond that. The journey of wizard, oracle, shaman, etc., 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 was a hand-me-down from the Atlantean and Lemurian realms. Their culture was broken into high science and high spirit, and very few practiced the middle path. They all agreed they were both valid, and it was a cultural choice to which direction you went. As the world went through its series of destructions and the ownership of our planet changed because many of the elder races literally sold their territory to somebody else who bring a different idea from the deep hollow earth, which changed the roles of wizard, celestial, etc., changed their roles from high advisory points to masterful manipulators of local bubbles of reality. Around 8,000 years ago, our world was in originally about 11 million years ago. Our world was 8,400 separate bubbles of time and reality. Every bubble or facet had their own unique signature frequency of time. And then, as each and every one of those were simultaneously conquered by other races, the number dwindled. So, around 8,000 years ago, we had about 11 zones of time in this world. Okay? And those 11 zones of time, when they changed the wizard's role, was to become manipulators of those individual realms, how fast time could accelerate or slow down, and the perceptions of how lineages would accept changes in time. Example, there were souls who said, I'm not going to incarnate into this line until it finishes this journey of betrayal inside it. And then they would change time, and there was like 2,000 years later that should be done, and then they got incarnated into a journey that had issues within it. Wizards then had warlocks, they're opposites to them. So warlock has a much more negative connotation in our modern terminology right now. A warlock's purpose was to take the energy of chaos and to screw up the manipulating journeys of the wizards. Okay? Now, warlocks also have a lineage that stems back to ancient history, or deep ancient history, where there was always beings from other realms trying to make it to the surface world here and change the nature of the DNA farm. Okay? Now, magic that is chaos can be extremely disruptive. Magic that is intensely focused laser scalpel chaos to one lineage does not affect the rest of the reality, but can crumble a lineage. Those are known as curses. They can be fucked up wishes, all sorts of other things. Now, warlocks would work with ancestors past, present, and future far more than wizards did. When the wizards began to realize what the warlocks were doing, they began expanding their understandings of ancestors and started creating specific master lineages, the 12 families, etc., in which souls who were wizards would incarnate and become a powerful person, and then just before they would die, a ritual was done on them, so they'd come back into the next baby or the next womb that was already there before they died. And by the time they were age 2 or 3, you could absolutely tell if the spell worked or not. Okay? And this is why they created unique mausoleums for these lineages. These mausoleums were the transformation and transmogrification of the old into the new. And this type of wizardry spread fast around all of the different bubbles of reality. The warlocks were not prepared for that because it meant a lot of what their work had to be done had to go from laser scalpel specific to unique being specific. So the warlocks made their deal with technology. Okay? Technology is ironwork, metalwork, science. That's that ancient history of magic, of this high science. And then the wizards switched over to they switched sides. And here is where ancestral energies and what you're talking about, what you can do for your present ancestors. The first thing you got to learn is how to make an offering. Okay? An offering is generally accepted wisdom you've learned in your life. I had an ex-boyfriend, etc., I learned this from it. And you make that a statement to your ancestors. And you impress this energy into an object, into a drink, into a meal, and you leave it out for the energies that will go and pick away at it. That's the most basic offering. And then there's spirits, that is alcohol. Ancient journeying of taking spirit and making that an offering for the future generations. Wines often had high magic done over them. Powerful healing magic that could help them remember past lives. It wasn't about getting drunk. You had the cults of Bacchus, which were the drinking cults that came out of Greece during that time, or the different drinking gods and goddesses that were all over the communities. Okay? That created terrible drunkenness, but it allowed for a massive exchange of ancestral offerings from the mass amount of people who were brewing, who could find a brew that could break a curse from a warlock on a specific line. So on this day, what types of ancestral offerings can you make? Anybody can go to a store and buy a bottle of liquor for whatever price that you want, put all the prayers, put all the wisdoms in it, and then have a little paper cup and start setting it out day by day by day with a new piece of wisdom and a new piece of journey. Okay? Versus, I'm going to step it up and I'm going to brew my own. I'm going to go buy a bunch of berries and I'm going to learn how to make my own berry wine. And the fermenting and the yeast that you put in it, put a cork on it, and let it sit on the shelf in a dark, cold place for 2-3 months. Okay? It doesn't matter what it tastes like. It's about the intention and the use afterwards. So if you're creating your own berry wine that is to give you the medium to the ancestors, that bottle of wine can be your CB radio to them. Okay? It can have them bring offerings to you. That is the other side. Our world is a one-way world. We don't let those ancestral offerings from them come in because we don't know how. But once we start living to give out, we start balancing to come in. So the more ancestral offerings you put out, you must be willing to receive ancestral offerings back outside of your ceremonial time without fear or paranoia something's invading your space.
I love it. Thank you. That was so good.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Andrew, would grandmother soup work in the same way?
Same concept.
Mm-hmm.
Same concept. Okay? I mean, I use spirits for a reason because it's such an ancient tradition in every lineage. Every lineage has a brewer. Every lineage has a baker. Every lineage has a cook or a chef. All those lineage have those as foundations. Those people were the Hearthstone teachings. And a lot of Hearthstone teachings don't include ancestral offerings. The Hearthstone is a place for the ancestors to be a part of your meals and the creation of them. And if you take that as the foundation, the Hearthstone is the place the ancestors get to add their happiness to your growth. You know, what can anybody do to convert their kitchen into a hearthstone? Just like you would make an altar, you make your kitchen the altar. Okay? It's a different kind of altar. There will be non-ceremonial stuff done in the kitchen, but that's the whole point of the hearthstone. The family arguments were done in front of the hearthstone, so the ancestors can hear all points of view and give back through inspiration, change, and wisdom. This is a bad argument or a good argument or one that needs to finish. So as a wizard, what can you do to convert your kitchen into a hearthstone?
Are you asking?
Yeah, I'm asking. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was rhetorical. Well, I think I need to maybe pick up some vodka and sit out some vodka in the kitchen and
Okay.
maybe have some berries and leaves and spices out. And like you said, just create an altar to honor my ancestors on both sides, my maternal and paternal lineage, and welcome them in,
Yes.
into my home and my life, and honor them that way.
Yeah. Figure out your way of making that mechanic work for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I know you said like maybe don't use candles, but what else would you use in the house to kind of help transmute energy if that wasn't
The candles is to replace people who will not start a fire because they're too lazy and think a candle works. Okay? Okay? And the reason you tell people to start a fire is because candles aren't enough. Now, in a Hearthstone environment, you have a gas grill, you have an electric grill, you have all sorts of things that can create the transmuting force. Okay? How many candles are enough? Well, if you're a person that truly learns candle magic and puts a tremendous amount of effort into candles, then it could work. But the amount of effort that it goes into make all those candles to have one outdoor fire, it doesn't balance out. That's why I say. So if you have a master candle, you can replace that candle with your own brewed alcohol that has a wick and a dome like they did in the ancient days. Okay? And that right there prayed naphtha or other oils, because you could oil down an alcohol so it'll work as oil lamp. It's not hard. You can do the same thing with tallow, beef fat. Okay? You're now adding a whole different transmuting force. It's about the creativity and the innovator inside us all.
Thank you.
Laura, what about for you? What would you add to make it a Hearthstone environment for the everyday kitchen?
Well, actually, cookbooks, and
Yes.
With revocations as well, food revocations, which I think you've had out. You can write your own food revocations. I've had crystals around my kitchen before. I've had things that, like candles, things that make it slightly ceremonial but not. Things that invite the ancestors in to share the cooking with you. Like, I don't know, like my grandmother's wooden spoon she used to use for cooking. Things that my DNA lineage ancestors, I'm lucky to have some of those things, like my grandmother's cookbook. And
Old
some of the
cookbooks.
utensils and their pots. And I've got my grandmother's lovely china teacup and saucer. When I had a bigger kitchen, I would actually make a pot of tea for my grandmother or an ancestor and sit and share it with them and put cookies down because I know they're there. So that's the sort of thing I've done in my kitchen before now, just to share that whole environment, that love space with the ancestors. And for me, particularly the grandmothers, because my grandmother helped me a lot with my cooking.
Yeah. For all those of you out starting, start collecting the recipes from your different family members. Those are all family lineage connection energies that have recipes that have been made over and over and over again and have created an effect of love for having those repeated recipes, whatever it is. So how did you learn to be a wizard?
I studied with a group of wizards of the Merlin lineage.
How long did you study for?
Almost a decade. Yeah.
Are you still doing it, or you stop with them?
Not with the group, but on my own. Yeah, I feel like I advanced from the group to kind of working with the Grand Wizard and like a Grand Creator Wizard. And so, yeah, I received lots of downloads and information and you know, I can channel pretty well. I just never understood kind of the origin, the source of how the realms of magic and wizardry started, like divine good magic, obviously. But,
Well, every culture has their own version of it, and one culture's good magic is another culture's evil magic. That's why I described it as manipulating the timelines. Not all manipulations are bad, okay? And it was the warlocks who used chaos energy to unravel the wizards' manipulations. And then they had to switch sides where the wizards really became earth-centric and based versus the warlocks who went into technology, okay? And then there's the in-between clans, like the beekeeper clans. Totally different representation of the dream world, and how the singularity and the duality can represent as one perception, even though they're both effective in ways of having consciousness. The realms of the ants and the whales and the other teacher spirits of this world. Okay? Wizards didn't, let's just say, put as much effort into those groups as they could have. Okay? They kept adding a unique philosophy for humans' advancement and growth that didn't always include the rest of the uni world layered on top of each other. And some did, some tried their best, but again, secret societies had to keep secrets. And there's a reason they had needed secret societies, because if word got out you were doing something your neighbor didn't like, you generally got killed. Okay?
yeah, I think the first time I heard about, you know, wizards was through Disney. and then also, you know, the old lores of King Arthur and you know, the wizards and all of that. So, and there's become such a, I guess, an infiltration of that kind of wizard knowledge through the Harry Potter books. There's a lot of, you know, series that are coming out on Amazon and such. There's just a lot more of that awareness dropping down into the collective consciousness. So I just wanted to know, like, what your thoughts were on the, like, the genesis and origin of all this. So I thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome. I mean, I could go for hours and hours and hours on wizards. And then I had a series about the wizards who set up the infrastructure of domination and control through buildings, and then how eventually those buildings were turned into completely a digital environment, and how all of that was planned through time. The United States Civil War was a transference of power from the Europe families and the massive amount of magic items and money that was stolen from there to make this the new place, and then the reorganization of the three obelisks, one that represents war, Washington, D.C., one that represents finance, London or Newhall, and then the Vatican, which represents the transmutation of all prayer energy and the distribution of that energy back into the system. And now ports, a major city that was a port, was a magical port. You would put gold on a ship, and you were going to get it from one place to another. You did a lot of magic spells on that 10 tons of gold. And then there were a lot of wizards who cursed gold on purpose to be put into circulation in other communities. Lots of things. Again, you could go, I think Galactic History too, I talked about that, and a variety of other shows that I did.
I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, darling, thanks for calling in. I think we got time for one more caller.
Thank you, Alicia. Really cool. You really taught me something there in your questions. I'm really grateful for that. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you, Jessie.
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Who
we
we
had
got
someone
there?
come in, but they left. And Jessie's already been on. Yeah, they left the people. There was someone else.
All right. Well, quick
So if you
reminder.
want to,
Quick reminder, this coming Tuesday, November the 7th, is the training webinar for the AI software. For any of you that missed the opportunity to be a part of the ground floor, there will be a replay of the webinar and a link for you to sign up for the training also. And if you're unable to be there at 4 p.m. Eastern Time Tuesday, November the 7th, there will be a replay of it, and all the offerings that we have inside there and all the free stuff we give you will be available if you aren't able to be there live also. So this coming Tuesday, the webinar, please come and sign up for that training. It'll give you really some amazing ways of using that AI writer software. And we have our basics program out too. So people like Jessie and anybody else that wants to get their stuff in order, the first part of the boot camp is out. And we purposely broke the boot camp up into 2 products, because we know a lot of you can only handle so much before you can't go any farther. So do we have another plan for a group tour 2024? Yes, we do. We are still in the planning stages of it. Well, guys, let's call it an end to the show then. So, Dale, you want to give a way for people to get a hold of you?
so if you want to head over to daletobin.com, I have a soul surgery training, psychic surgery training coming up on the 17th and 18th of November. So if you'd like to learn the techniques and how to be a psychic surgeon, head on to the website with more details. You'll also be doing treatments backwards in time, forwards in time, learning how to read energy and so on. So thank you, guys.
Laura, give a way for people to get a hold of you.
Yeah, sure. You can find me at twofeathersmedicine.com. Email me, Laura, 2feathers with the number 2 at gmail.com. And our Combined Healing Therapy website should have hopefully be up now or any time now. And just to, oh no, you've answered. Okay, somebody asked a question, who was going to teach in the AI webinar, and it's David Ellis, isn't it, Andrew?
Yeah, and me. I'll be there too.
And you'll be there too.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I do. If you want to come and sit with me around your ancestral fire, I'm an ancestral medium. I'd be I'd love to do that for you. And you're pointing to the scan me up next to
There's
Andrew's head. What's that for? That's for the webinar.
For Laura to the left. Okay.
Oh, that
David to the right.
Okay, cool. There you go.
So you should
And
have
the
4
AR
QR codes
class
for
is
time.
on.
should we get one
the-
down here and down there as well?
It's on Tuesday, Alicia. The AI class webinar.
Tuesday, 4 p.m.
4.
Eastern time. If you can't be there live, there will be a replay if you've signed up for the actual training part of it, and you will get access to all the free stuff that we get to if you're unable to be there live. Anyways, you all know who I am. We have the brand new Light Language and Bootcamp product out there for all of you who are ready to step up before the new year. Put some time and effort into it because you have a really big opportunity on the December 17th to the 23rd for the next solstice where you can start your year off right. All right, everybody. Great talking to you all, and we will be back I'll be back tomorrow for the Friday night game stream, and then we'll be back on Tuesday with the Talking Sticks show.